Now I would like to show you how to practice prostrations in context of religion. When as society we have uh, the situation extrapolated to many, be it the police officers, social work, or whoever else, that happens all over the world and is useful because USA is a diverse country, then it is important, after recognizing own share of social harassment to impede divorcing, or own share of resentment to be forced out of sexuality, of own to work against own will, which is proportional to slavery, a need in a given country that is was supposed to be helped by conservative trend that accepts whoever was granted already immigration status and is on USA territory, and asks politely others to refrain from intervening in economy or culture or legal system, disowning workers who are here, and having the person who has education from all over the world, each of us who has been paid or granted such freedom, work in freedom in the United States, unless that person has a counter offer that is better than the United States, or such interest because there's higher life uh, risk in numbers to be eliminated by, be it epidemia or flood or other sources, to have person as educated as I am going there as a volunteer or as a person who is paid. That depends. Now, that is my country because of my personal choice, and that is important now that it is understood that this work is a voluntary work, and it is to show what I can do and assist in caring for persons in this regard of being abused or harmed, and also in this regard of any personal interest and relationships which I do not have and do not motivate me as such. Because of the second one, it does not mean that I do not ever wish to marry, and I wish that to be respected. However, it does not mean that I pursue it at all because I do not need it for personal happiness. Unlike many persons who join monasteries, I would prefer to join monastery having all persons who are interested back having such knowledge that the dream can come true, instead of denying in person such reality, enslaving all life, hoping for such pursuit to make out of it career or exchange of food, planning to have our children killed, or having, eating confused leaking of body parts with sexuality that is less exciting than having persons in love wishing for each other's company in bed or somewhere else to have a child as sex. And the other one is compensatory mechanism when that is not possible or people are tired physically. That, to understand, is expressed in vocabulary. A person who is speaking in a degrading or hateful way, or criticizes physical aspects of a person, insinuating that the person is someone else, is, or using nicknames or any disguise, is presenting self like I do with an right now alias or a nickname, RTT, that is to know or to present that I am at work and I am indeed not representing anyone else. That name is free, or tabula rasa, meaning there's nobody else who can prevent or impede that work, and kindness or lack of it is accepted as they come on a non-personal basis, as convenient to me personally to do best the job. And in situations like this, for instance, now I then have the contempt upon whoever it is that I work for and does not provide enough, not on self, which is, for instance, a millionaire who runs the country, who is using money to show contempt as opposed to pay. Because that's how at work person shows class and does not treat country as a way to woo wife. If wife does not love, then they'll change to being celibate while work lasts, and that does not mean compensate for desire unconsumed, which is the essence of fornication. Two persons who desire one another and in between meet others who share characteristic of the most loved one and therefore most desired, and release or relieve that urge or suffering from desiring a person who is not here by fornication, meaning rubbing against one another, or masturbation, instead of pursuing that dreamed relationship, which each and every time that the dream ends, that is not okay to perpetuate and force persons from the country of origins to come here to impose love, or have persons pursuing that, to have people work then for less fee, or work then to have others in compensation asking for who knows how much to gain the same respect. I respect a person who can do a job for a fee that is fair. That is all. And it is obvious that, for instance, I have a flat tire. I prefer a person who comes to be close by and arrive quickly and charge what it costs than a person from Mexico, Uruguay, or Europe. And being here, it makes absolutely zero difference where I'm from. And education that I have from China, from Poland, from the United States, and from Mexico is to be used here because it is matched with the diversity of the country best. And accept these videos and accept that this is if I work, as opposed to love for somebody else's spouses, male, females, or children, to promote other people health in having sex and in love having marriages, because that's what work is about, not in hopes of gaining somebody else's love or desire. Otherwise, I would be sitting and singing I love you all day to woo somebody else, wouldn't I?